Let's go. Let's go. LSU, Alabama. I know it's not the sport that we actually want it to be, but yes, we are going to talk some college hoops tonight. Also, of course, we're all excited for LSU spring practice. It is a Saturday night. I'm feeling saucy. I'm feeling juicy. I'm feeling wonderful to chat some LSU football tonight. And look, something has happened in the class of 2022 that has become really fascinating. And it's kind of weird, right? We talk so much about Walker Howard, but what's going to be really fascinating, how will the quarterbacks actually shake out moving forward? Because there is a new name in the class of 2023. And if you just happen to be a Woodlawn fan, if you just happen to be a die-hard high school football fan, you already know who I'm talking about, okay? Because I put him in the community earlier, and a lot of you guys didn't really know him. In fact, I didn't know about him before this weekend. So we're going to chat about how things have changed. Because for so long, Louisiana has not produced the great quarterbacks. It has been since Ryan Perilou, since Louisiana has had a 5-star quarterback. And Walker Howard is about to change that. Arch Manning is going to change that. But as many of you know, some 5 stars are Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, and they pan out. JT Daniels, another one. But then you have 4 stars like Joe Burrow that become a 5-star. And then you have 3 stars that turn out to be 5-star quarterbacks. Mariota, Zach Wilson, Johnny Manziel. The list goes on there. Lamar Jackson. So we're going to talk about the future of the quarterback position tonight. As many of you know, Venmo, Cashapp, Super Chat, all of that is open. I've got to shout out Yusha to start things off here. I don't think I have ever gotten this shirt, Louisiana State University in Russian. And you guys have sent me some of the coolest stuff. Earlier this week, I got a basketball program from the 1970 LSU basketball team, and I'm going to show you that a little bit later. And the reason why 1970 is such an important year in LSU basketball history was, of course, that was the Pistol Pete Maravich era, but that was also the last year LSU did not have a black player on the team. In 71, a lot of you diehards are going to get some nostalgia here. Collis Temple Jr. broke the color barrier for LSU basketball, which is, I hope, of course, important to you. It's obviously very important to me. So one of you listeners, Steve in Oregon, I really do appreciate that. And I'm going to show you the program later because we do have to chat some basketball, not just because they won a big game today, but, you know, I told myself, don't talk baseball. Don't talk basketball on this channel. Just chat LSU football. But this is a little bit different because it is Alabama, and we haven't won an SEC championship since 1993. So we welcome in Trey, Nick, Mofunky, Christian, Bruce, Cody, David, Titus, Eric. Is Eric even in here? Is Eric even in here? Everyone say hi to Roger, Esteban, Rai in Canada. Fueled by haters. What's good tonight? So obviously we have all of that to talk about today. But I want to start with this, right? Something to me that I found so fascinating was how many of you sent me messages this week about the coaches caravan. Now, I'm not really close with Jacob Hester. Obviously, he's one of my favorite LSU players of all time. I, in fact, have his rookie card somewhere. My girlfriend moved it. Don't know where she put it, which is kind of bothering me. But still, I got Jacob Hester's rookie card. I have his Chargers jersey. I'm a diehard fan. And obviously, T-Bob is a friend of mine. And they did an awesome job at the Coaches Caravan earlier this week. And, you learn so much about these guys in the interviews. And, I went through some of the interviews. I haven't been able to listen to all of them. But there's oftentimes not necessarily a quote that jumps out at you instead of a state of mind. Okay? The most important thing that I took away from the Coaches Caravan interview was Daronte Jones. Okay? Did a really good interview. To me, he's probably one of the most interesting interviews from an LSU coach because he is such an outsider. This is such a big deal that he is a defensive coordinator for a lot of reasons. He's not proven, but he's also very young. He's also very well respected. And something else that I really like about him is he seems very progressive. He seems very open to change. He seems as someone that doesn't have an ego. Okay? So, what's really fascinating is in the interview, he started breaking down some of the technology that LSU has. And it was fun seeing his face light up when he was talking about all the different technology. And he was like, there's a room where, things come at you in 3D and you're able to whatever. And it was Brody Miller of The Athletic that tweeted out something even more fascinating to add even more context to the interview. He said that Bo Pelini never used this room, that Bo Pelini was set in his ways. Bo Pelini didn't like all the new technology. So what does that tell me? That tells me that Daronte Jones is coming into this with a blank slate. And the reason why that is important is because every single college football coach, every single defensive coordinator needs to reevaluate everything that they do. Even the best defensive coordinators right now in college football need to reevaluate everything. Everything. And a good example of that is none other than Clemson's defensive coordinator, Brent Venables, right? Have you seen Brent Venables in the last couple of college football playoffs? He's gotten lit up pretty bad. Last few times in New Orleans, he's been a problem. And we're talking about probably consensus the best defensive coordinator in college football. But when Clemson went up against athletes that are better than theirs, they got lit up. So he's got to reevaluate everything. I think a lot of defenses are going to come down to not necessarily who the best defensive coordinator is, not necessarily who the best play caller is, but who has the mindset to reevaluate things on a week-to-week basis. And the reason why that's important is because the college football offenses have gotten too freaking good. They've gotten way too good. The college football offenses are so explosive that now you legit have to have a coordinator who is willing to rethink everything week to week. And I saw today a defensive coordinator that I grew up, knowing a lot about was Brian Van Gorder. And today he announced his retirement. Bud Foster, the longtime defensive coordinator of Virginia Tech, announced his retirement. And I don't think that is necessarily just because I got tired of coaching. It's just, how do you coach college football defenses now? So it's all of that. I think having someone who's never done it before on defense is not a bad thing. The more and more I think about it, and I know I'm an LSU fan, and I'm trying my best to talk myself into this being an absolute slam dunk home run of a hire. But I'm really starting to think that it's a good thing that Daronte Jones has not been a defensive coordinator at the Power 5 level, and that he is very humble, and that he is a very progressive mind. And I think it's going to be good. I do. We say out of Nick, we say out of Eric, we say out of Mick. And a lot of you want to talk Derek Davis Jr. tonight. So we will do that. I forgot to put this down here. All right. And guys, the same thing holds true tonight. If we get to $400 in super chat donations and Venmos and Cashapp and all of that, we will do the live stream with Tartar. Okay? What's up, Josh? Josh and Slidell, what's good? Tartar. So, yeah, it was, Trey. It really was. It really was very interesting. So, it's interesting. A lot. We've done a lot of Derek Davis Jr. We've done a lot of Derek Davis Jr. content recently, and a lot of you guys are liking it. He seems to be the talk of the town, which is kind of weird because the safety that you guys are all excited about was Sage Ryan, but I think a lot of you are now super excited about Derek Davis because he is an early enrollee. You know what's fascinating to me is I look at some of the players who didn't early enroll, and it just hit me that you can't play your senior season of basketball in high school if you early enroll. Okay? So, what's funny about that is early enrollees, I don't know if it's because we're seeing more players early enroll every year. That was something Austin Thomas talked about on the coaches' data. Yeah, we already gave her a 9-9. I didn't give her food. I didn't give her her mushy food yet.
I gotta wash my hands because it smells like for dogs.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna change my shirt.
Derek Davis locked up Butte. So, look, I'm super excited about Derek Davis Jr. I said weeks ago, he's going to start next season. And look, I don't have a lot of inside intel. I have some. And I did get a pretty good whiff of what the staff feels about Derek Davis Jr. And I do think he will be the starting safety as a true freshman. And look, it's not too uncharacteristic, right? Grant Delpit started as a true freshman out the gate. Jalen Mills, even though he wasn't a safety, he started as a true freshman out the gate. So, and both of them turned out obviously to be really good. They're both in the NFL. So, oh yeah, chicken wing, hot dog and bologna.
And I got.
Oh, you got shrimpy? Are you doing Buffy shrimp? She's doing buffalo shrimp tonight too.
Tell him how good it was.
Ooh. Jamal Adams did not start day one as a true freshman. However, or did he? I was actually at his first game, and he did play a lot in that season opener. So I don't know if he just started out the gate. Hot dog on a Hawaiian bun? That kind of sounds interesting, JJ. But remember, JJ said next time we're in Shreveport,
we're going to go.
No, we're not going to get sushi. He's taking us to the best steakhouse. He claims he has the best steakhouse in Shreveport.
But do they have shrimp or fish?
Oh, well, I'm guessing. I would hope so.
Because I don't eat beef, chicken, or fish.
Alan, what's good? Everyone welcome Alan. Alan, are you new to the live chat? What's up, buddy? Everyone say hi to Alan.
Hey, Alan.
Hey, Alan. This is LSU and dog talk and chicken wing talk tonight. So did y'all see this today? All right, since we're talking about true freshmen. And I hate that I'm about to say this because all of you guys are going to leave the live stream and watch this. King Mo, what's good, man? No super chat so far tonight.
Wow.
Wow. Okay. So the next super chatter, we're going to go to your topic. But But Jack Besh had that viral clip today. Oh, someone's doing tuna steaks tonight, baby. Christian. So Jack Besh had a viral block shot and a dunk in the state championship game today. And he was talking trash to the guy he blocked his shot. Dude, this kid is lethal. The name of that sushi place was what? Jahai.
I'll have to look it up.
It begins with a J. I remember that.
Yeah, Jabberwocky.
It was something. Jabberwockies. Did y'all? But Jack Besh had a filthy play today in a state championship basketball game, and that kid is just nasty. He looks filthy. Yeah, sometimes you could just tell. You could just tell if a guy has that it. But still, yeah, it's something with the letter J. JJ. It's got a weird name. Can I get the pop and lock? I'm such a huge Jabberwockies fan. Really quickly, and I'll go back to Jack Besh. Okay, when Jabberwockies came out on that DaBaby music video, the first time I watched it, I've never watched a music video and went that nuts. When during the DaBaby music video, and then it's I can't dance like the Jabberwockies. But still, Jabberwockies' greatest dance group of all time. And Yusha mailed me this shirt. If you're just now joining us, Louisiana State University in Russian. That's really cool. Yusha from Ukraine. I appreciate you, man. I won't. Dude, Jabberwockies, man. But anyway, it's interesting. Like, Danny wants to talk LSU basketball, and that is a $15 super chat. All right. So we will talk LSU basketball. All right. You've seen the Jabberwockies in Vegas. So here's the thing, Danny. The way this works is, and Danny, you know how our live chats work. So we will get back to LSU football because this is an LSU football channel. But if you do super chat, we will talk LSU basketball. And Danny just super chatted. So I watched the game today. Full disclosure, I've probably watched 2 or 3 LSU basketball games in full this year. Probably 10 games total. All right. So today, looking at the LSU basketball team as a whole, they still have a lot of holes defensively. They still do not play great overall defense. One thing that really helped LSU out today is Arkansas shot horribly from the free throw line, and they could not hit a 3 to save their life. They started the game 5 of 12. Arkansas basketball ended the game 6 of 24. So, did LSU basketball win the game today? Yes, they won the game today. But Arkansas had a huge get out of here with that. Arkansas had a huge impact on how that game ended. So, I actually won a bet. I actually bet the under in that game because I thought.
Did you win?
I won it. And I thought that one of the teams, it was a small bet, one of the teams was going to struggle in the second half. And look, when these conference tournament games happen and you play game, you begin to get tired. The fact that LSU basketball won this game, when against Ole Miss, they had 5 guys, or they had 4 guys play 33 or more minutes. For them to come out and win today, it was going to take Arkansas going cold to help LSU win that game. They got that. Also, they made some key stops. Some role guys really stepped up, and that was ultimately the game. Also, something else that was really fascinating is Trendon Watford infuriates more LSU fans than Danny McCray. He infuriates more LSU fans than Brandon Harris. Think of any LSU player that put you through misery, and Trendon Wofford melts social media. So many people get so angry at Trendon Wofford during the course of a game. So, will LSU win tomorrow? Does LSU have a chance to make a run for a Final Four? Absolutely. They shoot the free throw well, and they shoot the three well. Bottom line is when you do those two things, you can win any single college basketball game. So, Danny, I hope that was good LSU basketball analysis. I think, obviously Darius Days is playing incredibly. Please tell me Georgetown won. Please tell me Georgetown won tonight. I am a huge Georgetown basketball fan. And the reason why is because they're killing them. Wow. The reason why is because I grew up loving Allen Iverson. Allen Iverson was a big, important piece to my human existence growing up. And look, Allen Iverson, he put a lot of people on the map. And, he changed the way the NBA looked. He changed the way how we feel about basketball. And, after Jordan, there was Kobe, but, Iverson was just kind of that guy. So I hope Georgetown wins this game, and they look like they're going to. So anyway, Danny, was that the second half defense was great. It was absolutely great. So look, give Will Wade a lot of credit. What is the point spread for tomorrow? If you were to ask me who's going to win tomorrow, I would say Alabama, because LSU has a less amount of rest because of the games and when they've had to play, and they're not as deep as the Alabama team. I would say Alabama's going to win tomorrow, but like I said, these single game tournaments are crazy. And of course, RTWFU. Till the end of time, RTWFU. RTWFU. I'll say it for the rest of my life. I'll tattoo it on my forehead. Huh?
All lemon pepper?
All lemon. Whoa. Do we have garlic parm seasoning?
Brand new bottle.
Okay. Let's do.
Hurry up, make your mind up.
Let's do 4 garlic parm.
4, baby?
4. How many are in the pack? 12?
Yes.
Yeah, 4.
No, about 14, 15.
Yeah, do 4 garlic parm.
Anything else?
Give me chicken. That's the first time we ever gave chicken. No, we've given chicken on here. Is that the first time getting chicken? Ooh, we might start our OnlyFans.
Oh,
Sexy lady, dry. YouTube's going to demonetize me after that.
why?
RTFU. How big of a super chat do you need for a forehead tattoo?
Well, I can tell you that answer.
$1 million for a forehead tattoo. I don't think I could do it. I still don't even think I could do it for $1 million. But $1 million, I'll do a forehead tattoo. But that would be crazy. $1 million. YouTube would get what? $350,000.
About paying for that premium.
Got to pay for premiums.
Damn. Hey, where's that dead bird? Did you pick it up?
No, it's right outside. I didn't know what to do with it. There's a dead bird outside of our house.
Okay.
We got to make sure Booger doesn't get it because
I'm going to go get it with the trash bag and put it in the trash can. I'm going to pick it up with like a trash bag.
And then just, what do y'all do when you get a dead bird? That I really need the answer to this. What is the proper way to dispose of a dead bird?
Number one, you never touch it with your bare hands.
Oh, I already did. I held it up.
You did not.
I held it up and took a bite.
Oh, stop. You're not Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy Osbourne.
You did eat
So how do you get rid of a dead bird? How do you get rid of it? You burn it? Why does everyone saying burn it? Nick, we're going back to football. No worries.
You want to go out?
The funny thing is, I grew up liking basketball more than football. I watch NBA. Versus where have you been?
Where do I go?
It's right outside. It's a tiny little bird.
And why might I ask, did you not dispose of it?
Because I didn't know what to do. I don't know the proper way to dispose of a bird.
Okay.
People say bag it in the trash.
That's what I'm going to do. But why didn't you do that?
Because people are saying burn it.
They're bullshitting you. They're not telling you to burn it.
All right, we're going back to basketball. Danny's favorite player is AI. I love that, man.
Come on, let's go out.
This is an Allen Iverson channel.
Damn.
Yeah, Nick, it can get really boring, especially college basketball. You know, it can get really boring. The NBA guys are just so much better. All right, so look, we've done football, we've done basketball. Obviously, the next super chat, you get to determine. Okay, Danny is on a roll tonight.
What?
Danny dropped another 10 spot.
All right, thanks, Dan.
Okay, so Danny says, which LSU receivers do the 10,000 passes thing this year? It seems to help the 2019 team. Okay, we got a BAMA troll in here. Is he a BAMA troll or does he actually add to the chat? Nick McKitts, I heard a LB transfer it the other day. Are we sure LSU will have enough players on the roster this year? Oh, no, a linebacker didn't transfer, in fact. So get your facts right, Bama boy. He is sitting out the spring to focus on academics. All right, Danny, let's go to King Mo first. Thank you. Okay, so Danny, if you don't mind, I'm going to go to King Mo first. How do you feel about Coach O speaking high of Langston and not Mason Smith? All right, good comment, because he did say Bryce Langston is the best defensive lineman he's ever recruited. Or he said he could be the best defensive lineman he's ever recruited. Okay? However, before he said that, he did. Now, if you're talking about the WWL interview, he did speak highly of Mason Smith before that. He said that people were comparing Mason Smith already to Michael Brockers and Tyson Jackson, obviously two LSU legends, obviously two LSU first-round picks, not only first-round picks, but high first-round picks, first half of the first-round picks. So, you know, that's obviously very important context. So, trust me, Mason Smith was Ed Orgeron's number one recruit in this class. I've been told that that was his top priority more than any other player in the entire 2020 class, which, of course, makes sense because he's a five-star defensive lineman in the state of Louisiana. However, King Mo, you do make a good point. He did speak highly of Bryce Langston, who's a very interesting prospect. And I could talk about Bryce Langston all day. The reason why he was such an important recruit, and for those that aren't as plugged into recruiting, and Danny, I will get to your wide receiver comment. Thank you for your super chat. But the reason why Bryce Langston is so huge is because of what we've done a few videos about. If he wasn't going to LSU, he was going to Florida, who you have to play every single year. So, you know, for instance, the reason why Bryce Langston's so big is because, I use this example all the time. Raheem Jarrett was a five-star receiver. Best thing that ever happened to LSU was that not only did he decommit and open up the door for Keyshawn Butte even more, he decommitted and went to Maryland, a school that you're never going to have to play. So he has no impact on you at all. If Coach O thinks Bryce Langston is for real that freaking good at football already, then obviously it is huge that LSU got Bryce Langston because, well, if that is true, Bryce Langston would have gone to Florida and dominated us. And we've seen what elite defensive line recruits have done to our offensive line. And remember this, our offensive line recruiting is not great. Our offensive line play overall was not great last year. So to make sure that you got a player like Bryce Langston in this last class is freaking enormous because he would have been attacking your defensive line for 2 or 3 years on a weakness on our team. In other words, we are going to struggle against the elite offensive defense or the elite defensive linemen because our offensive linemen individually, you know, they're not that great. They're just not. maybe next year they take that next step since they're all coming back. So, first thing, it's huge that he's in the program. The next thing, though, about Bryce Langston that's going to be fascinating is, well, what position is he going to play? Is he a defensive end? Is he a defensive tackle? Is he a 3 technique? Is he a 5 technique? You know, in high school, he played a standing outside linebacker role. So if that is all he can do, then that's going to be a problem because that's not in this defense. But that's not what all he can do. He's shown the ability in camps to be really good with his hand in the dirt as well. So, yeah, I think he's really good. I do. If I were to rank the defensive linemen in this class, I would say Mason's number 1, and then I would say Bryce Langston's number 2, even though Landon Jackson is a higher-ranked prospect, and he's also a very interesting guy. Tasha, thank you for your super chat. I appreciate that. Thank you, Tasha. Whatever you want to talk about, Tasha, let me know. Go Tigers. I really appreciate it. And guys, you know, everyone's got to welcome Tasha. Every time she watches one of our live streams, she super chats and she really supports. So Tasha, I really appreciate that. I know you're very active on LSU Facebook accounts. So thank you, Tasha, for not only being a fan of the channel, but also, Tasha, for supporting my content and supporting our dear beloved LSU Tiger football team. So, Danny asked an interesting question here with this $10 super chat. Which LSU receivers do 10,000 passes this year? It seemed to help the 2019 team. Okay, so Carter, we love your podcast and the Real LSU Nation on Facebook. Just wanted to say hi and go Tigers. Tasha, thank you so much. I do check the Real LSU Nation Facebook page, and there are some diehard LSU fans in there. And it's funny. I think I bought an LSU ice chest from that. I think it was from that Facebook page. I bought an ice chest from that, and I got it for my parents. I drove, my buddy and I drove his truck down to Monroe to go get it, and my parents have used it a grand total of 0 times, but they enjoyed the gift, and that's all that matters. So I know that was like a stupid aside there. Tasha, thank you. I really do appreciate that. Okay. So this is fascinating. He's the question that he asked, Danny, he said, which receivers are going to do the 10,000 catch thing? So what he's referencing is when Joe Brady came to the LSU program, he did a program with the wide receivers, 10,000 catches in the offseason, that they were going to catch 10,000 passes. And King Mo, I hope I answered your question okay about Bryce Langston. That they're going to catch 10,000 passes in the offseason. And that was Jamar, that was Justin, that was Terrace, the big guys. All 3 of them legends, all 3 of the greatest Tigers of all time. The Joe Brady thing. Yes, Joe Brady thing. So Joe Brady brought that in, and, you know, before this past offseason, because of the pandemic, they weren't able to do that. Now, DJ Mangus is obviously new to this program, but he was there in 2019, and now he is in the Joe Brady role. Okay? So, here's the key thing. This is not a question about greatness. This is a question about work ethic. And what makes it, Esteban, what's good, man? What makes this very fascinating is the 10,000 catch thing comes down to how hard do you personally want to work? And DJ Mangus during the coach's caravan was asked about Kayshon Boutte, and he said Kayshon Boutte is scratching the surface. He said very good stuff, but he also said Kayshon is a hard worker, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't get to listen to his interview, but I saw someone tweet that out. So if Kayshon truly wants to be great, he needs to do this, right? He needs to do the 10,000 catch thing. There's obviously a lot of things Kayshon could work on to make his game better. He wasn't a particularly effective receiver when he ran slant routes. which is normal for a true freshman, especially considering, a lot of those slants were thrown by younger quarterbacks. Number two thing, not every defense is going to be Ole Miss. Even though he had 100-yard games versus Florida and Alabama, his big game was against Ole Miss, who had the worst secondary in the SEC, arguably outside of LSU and Vanderbilt. But still, that was the worst secondary LSU played since the Vanderbilt game. And, 300 yards is 300 yards. Still ridiculous. So the 10,000 catch thing is going to come down to how bad Kayshawn really wants to be a legend. And I would guess that, he's from New Iberia. This is obviously a big thing to him. Obviously, I would be very shocked if he doesn't have that type of work ethic. Coy Moore's work ethic is very well documented. I've read different things on that. And Jeray Jenkins, I've said this plenty of times. Kayshawn is obviously the clear-cut number one guy, but I really do believe LSU will make a bad mistake if they don't solidify Jeray Jenkins as the number two receiver. And then have that number three guy be wide open. So I promise you, I really hope that Jeray Jenkins is the number two. I think the offense would run effectively with Jeray as that number two guy. And then that number three guy, that would actually work out better for Coy if Jeray is on the field and Coy works the slot. So, Danny, I hope that answers your question because, the 10,000 catch thing comes down to how bad do the players want to put in the work. And if they put in the work, then there's no reason for the LSU offense to not be the best passing offense in the SEC next year. So there we go. Oh, Danny, the drops were so bad. And look, here's what's fascinating about the drops, all right? Terrace had bad drops, really bad drops, okay? But he made up for them. His drops did not outweigh his actual production. Terrace was insanely good last year. Insanely good. And look, we wouldn't have moved the ball against Texas A&M at all if it wasn't for Terrace Marshall. But the drops were bad. Okay, he would tell you that as well. Horrible drops. But here's what's fascinating about the drops, okay? The drops were unnecessary because LSU rotated so many wide receivers in last season. The players who had the worst drops were Jontre Kirkland, Trey Palmer. Those two had some horrible drops, high drop rates. Now, why did they have high drop rates? Well, they're not the starters. Okay? LSU didn't drop many passes in 2019. Okay? They really only had one back-breaking drop in 2019. Only one. Now, they had a few others. But the only back-breaking drop that LSU had in 2019 was Jamar Chase against Clemson, Joe Burrow. It should have been the dagger. And Jamar dropped it, and then we missed a field goal right after that. But Jamar had 9 catches for 221 yards and 2 TDs. That was the only mistake he made the entire game. So, you can't really get mad at him for dropping one pass when he won us the game. So, Justin was such a reliable guy, and Terrace obviously didn't have the same drop problems. I think a lot of you remember the Brandon LaFell years. JoJo had some crucial drop issues. Horrible drops. And they're back-breaking. They are back-breaking. And that's part of why LSU led the SEC in 3-and-outs this year. LSU was 86th in the country in points per drive. The drops were horrible, and they could have been prevented. But LSU was just so fixated on playing so many different receivers. LSU had an early draw against Missouri. Okay, you watched the Myles Brennan film study. For those that watched it, you saw this. In the second quarter of the game, for whatever reason, we put Trey Palmer in. Ice cold, off the bench. Our offense is killing it. We put Trey Palmer in. He drops a 3rd and 2. A ball that should have easily been caught. And we're punting. We're punting. So, Danny, I'm glad you super chatted because, look, the drops were so bad, and we got to do the 10,000 catch thing, but something else we got to do is we need to find some wide receivers and stick with them. Stick with them. So it's got to be fixed. And that's one of the problems with evaluating the 2020 team is that it was honestly, they were 5-5, but there were some things that they were good at, and there are some things that they were just infuriatingly bad. And it blew my mind. And Danny, don't get me started on the running backs. And Christian, it was you that brought this up on our Friday video. Shout out to you, Christian, with your ATV in the photo, man. It's a good Southern boy when his YouTube photo is his 4-wheeler. That is awesome. Okay. I'm going to do this, all right? I try not to focus on the Bama trolls, but Bama boy is in our chat tonight. So I'm going to do this because some of you guys have reached out to me. What's up, Josh? Some of you guys have reached out to me about this, that you guys don't like. Esteban, thank you for the Cashapp. I appreciate that. Esteban, whatever you want to talk about, we're going to you. Thank you, Esteban. Okay, so let's do this, all right? We're going to do this Julius Caesar style. We're going to do this. What's the movie with Russell Crowe? Gladiator. We're going to do this Gladiator style, all right? I'm going to hold my thumb, and if you guys want Bama boy blocked, say yay. If you want Bama boy not blocked, say nay. All right. And you're going to let me know if you want Bama boy blocked. If he's trolling. Let's see. Vote yay or nay. Yay is a vote for Bama boy to be blocked. Nay is a vote. All right. Bama boy lives on. The nays have outweighed the yays. Well, Tasha did super chat the most, and she wants the Bama boy blocked. I'm kidding, Bama boy. I don't block Bama unless someone is just trolling. Bama boy, you're not trolling. I've read some of your comments. He's cool. No, I thought we had a Bama troll. But here's the thing that fascinates me. I don't watch Alabama content because, I enjoy my life. But look,
Rude.
I know. I just don't. Like, if I'm not doing LSU football content, that's not what I'm going to spend my time watching YouTube content. Does any one of you, okay, my diehards, does any one of you go on Bama YouTube channels and troll them? Because we always have a lot of Bama viewers. Like we have SPH Huntsville. A lot of you know him. He's a good friend of mine. Nick, you don't? Oh, you can stay, Tasha? Well, Tasha says that. You can stay. Bama boy, I'm joking. I do not. A lot of you guys know this. I don't block people. Okay. Now, if you say something really stupid, I'm gonna block you. All right. Bama boy, I'm joking. People that know me well on this channel know that I don't like blocking people, because we have Vernon, the Auburn fan. We got an Arkansas fan here. Why would you wear your Arkansas shirt?
Baby, I had to change shirts.
Nah, why would you wear your Arkansas shirt? Well, we did win today, so that's fine. Jawan, what's good, man?
Is Uncle Bernie, are you puking?
Josh, you do joke around in the Alabama football channel? Let's see.
Booger bear, and a booger bear too.
I'm still trying to figure out how we're going to do a meetup in at Zippy's in Baton Rouge.
God almighty.
I need a Zippy's marg right now.
Is Uncle Cliff in here?
I know, Trey. I don't get it. I don't get the trolling effort. So Esteban, Carter said he don't block votes, but he can catch them.
Catch them hands?
So Esteban, look, it is your super chat. And Esteban has supported our channel for months now.
Thank you, Esteban.
For real. And he's been through it. Esteban had some damage from the ice storm.
I remember that.
So Esteban, whatever you want to talk about, it is your super chat because you Cashapped and Venmo, which obviously helps us out even more.
Oh, look at her.
Oh, yeah. Hey, was it Jabez? That is it.
Yes, that is it.
Jabez.
And it's like a little hole in the wall.
Like a little hole in the wall.
So good.
Jabez, the sushi place in Shreveport.
It was so good.
So Esteban, I'm telling you, Esteban's like one of our smartest viewers. He knows so much about LSU football. Whatever topic you want to talk about. Do you want to talk about how Ruben Randall is underrated? Do you want to talk about how Will Blackwell's underrated? How many of you remember Lyle Hitt, the pride of Parkview High School?
Me.
Cody, what's good? So, look, whatever you want to talk about, Esteban, it is your time. Your time to shine.
I'm so glad you remembered the name of the place, baby.
Jabez. No, it was
so good.
It was JJ brought it up. He Googled it. He said Jabez. Oh, man. So, look, I was going to save this for a little bit later. Oh, Esteban says Demetrius Byrd was the most underrated wide receiver. He had the greatest celebration. That right there. He made so everyone makes a big deal about his Auburn catches, but it was actually the catch that he made versus Alabama. He caught a few huge passes versus Alabama.
My AirPods are dead.
So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Craig Buster Davis has entered the chat. Buster Davis was good. He was a really good player. But for real, Demetrius Byrd transferring, and then the accident, and then that obviously killed his NFL career. You know, it's the same thing with Chad Jones. You know, he wasn't the same player after his accident. So just supporting. Esteban says, keep it going. So I wanted to save this for a little bit later, but since we've already done the LSU basketball stuff, did you guys see this today? I read 247. And then, we were talking so much about like Arch Manning and, I like Arch Manning. I just think,
you booger this table.
All right.
So bad.
Let's go to King Mo. We'll save the quarterback discussion for a little bit later. I believe the UCLA game will prove how good our secondary will be. Who do you think since Chip Kelly what do you think since Chip Kelly loves to throw the ball a lot? Danny also super chatted earlier. What do you expect Jamar to run a pro day? You know what, Danny? I honestly don't know. It's funny with Jamar Chase, and I'll answer Danny's first and then go to King Mo since I did it the other way around last time. And Danny super chatted a little bit earlier. So what's very interesting is there was a lady at NFL Network who did a really good study on 40-yard dashes, and God, I forget her name. And she did a really good study where she compared 40-yard dashes versus play speed. And she determined that what we all would have expected, that play speed is better than your 40-yard dash speed. And Jamar is someone that you don't expect to run a super fast 40. But then again, last year, no one expected Justin Jefferson to run as fast as he ran. And, I referenced this a few weeks ago. The book is right over there. I was interviewed for a book on education recently, and it was a big book in Canada, just released. It was from an author named Myron Dweck. And Myron's a friend now. I don't know how to pronounce his last name, which is horrible. But he interviewed me for this book on education because I did when I was with Bleacher Report, I wrote a long piece on Jarvis Landry's 40-yard dash time, and he ran a 4.77. But if you actually watched Jarvis play, he plays so much faster than 4.77 speed. And that's the thing about Jamar Chase, is that Jamar is a very interesting wide receiver because he himself does not necessarily play really fast. He is extremely physical. He's not someone that separates very fast at the line of scrimmage. That is not his game. Justin Jefferson separates. Jamar gets separation, but he does it in a different way. He'll bully you for a football. So, I think his 40-yard dash is going to be interesting, but if you draft Jamar Chase, you understand that you're not getting the absolute fastest guy on the planet. You're getting a guy that just wins. He just wins. And you also have to factor in Jamar Chase did what he did at 19 years of age. So on top of having the success that Jamar Chase did, something that the analytics community does is they check to see how young you were when you had your first dominant breakout season. So a wide receiver that the analytics community is high on, for instance, is Rondale Moore out of Purdue. He broke out at the age of 18. Jamar Chase had his huge dominant year at the age of 19. And they actually do look at that. And Jamar Chase didn't just dominate at 19. He dominated going up against some really great corners. He went up against Cameron Dantzler. He went up against Henderson. He went up against A.J. Terrell. All three of them were draft picks. All three of them had solid rookie seasons last year. All three of them played a lot. Wow. Christian just dropped a 100 spot, baby. Wow.
Thank you, Christian.
Wow. We're going to go to Christian immediately. So, look, to end this, to end this little diatribe here, Jamar not only had the season that he had, he not only had a great deep catch percentage, he did it at the age of 19. He did it in the biggest moments. He's special. So I think if you're going to base your decision off a 40-yard dash time, you as an NFL GM are making a mistake. So, wow, a $100 donation. I really appreciate that, Christian. I really do. I am going to go to King Mo really quickly. I believe the UCLA, what do you think since Chip Kelly loves to throw the ball a lot? Here's the big takeaway, King Mo, from this upcoming game versus UCLA is that we're going to see the UCLA offense. The biggest thing that we know for a fact about UCLA, number one, Chip Kelly, transcendent offensive mind. Number two, this is the best quarterback he's had in quite some time. The former 5-star, the Dorian guy, whatever his name is. Then UCLA plays a game the week before versus the Hawaii Rainbow Warriors. They're not great defensively, hardly ever, but Hawaii is a really good program. So we'll get to see UCLA the week before. So now let's focus on Christian. King Mo, hopefully that answers your question. Danny, I hope I answered your question pretty well about Jamar Chase's 40-yard dash time. Here's my $100 for the Jack Besh bet to him catch a touchdown. Okay. So Christian and I have talked. So by the way, because you do a $100 donation, Christian, you are the president of the Jack Bash fan club. Let's see. You are okay. So Christian is putting $100 here that Jack Bash will score a touchdown next season. Okay. Now, if he doesn't, you got to give me another hundo. Kidding. But yeah, I actually do believe Jack Bash is going to be really good right away. Just depends on if he can actually see the field. Do they put him at tight end? What do they do with him? It's kind of weird. I've gone back and forth because LSU does have a need for receiving tight end. Now that Eric Gilbert's not there, how good of a receiver is Cole Taylor? We don't know. He caught 6 catches for 36 yards and a tossed shoe. So we'll see. Secondly, what Christian wants to talk about here, do you think we put enough emphasis on recruiting running back Trevor Etienne and not miss out on him like we did his older brother Travis due to the lack of recruiting and offering late? Okay. So Christian, I know you watch all our videos. Okay. And I'll even go this far. Christian really likes the running back position as well. Okay. I get chills about this because this is something I think about a lot. I think about how good Clyde Edwards-Helaire was. And think about this. We were talking about Jamar Chase. But here's something else about Jamar that's interesting, is that while Jamar was great, well, Justin Jefferson was also transcendently good. Terrace Marshall was also very good. Derek Dillon was also a very good receiver. Stephon Sullivan. What we know about Jeray Jenkins, he's pretty good too. I think we tend to underrate Clyde because if Clyde didn't break out the way that he did, we probably don't win the game we don't beat Alabama. I'll just say that. Clyde, that was just the greatest LSU running back performance ever, was Clyde versus Bama. So Christian, I'm glad you pointed that out in our live chat and in a video recently. And then I'll go to the Etienne thing. Okay. I know. Look, if we get the 400, Tartar. Okay. So, what's fascinating about the Etienne thing, all right, I do think we tend to get a little too carried away with the player goes elsewhere from Louisiana and succeeds because we don't recruit him. Okay. Or like with the Etienne thing. All right. So we go to Mo Funky's comment. LSU offered him early. Everyone from Edo down is on him. If he chooses Clemson, it won't be for the lack of effort. So let's take a look at Clemson as a whole. All right. So Clemson in the class of 2021 got a 5-star running back in Will Shipley. Okay. Even then, if you're an Etienne, you should probably go to Clemson, right? Because your brother's one of the greatest college backs of the modern era. It was probably the top 5 back to not make it to a Heisman finalist. I mean, Etienne was unbelievable at Clemson. So not only that, you also have to factor in that Louisiana is a loaded state this year for running back talent. 3 of the top 10 players in the state of Louisiana are running backs. Also keep this in mind. The best running backs in the state of Louisiana, they sometimes go elsewhere and they sometimes succeed. And we're kind of backlogged on running backs. You got Archie, you have the Armani Goodwin kid coming in. You have, obviously, the kid from Ohio, Kiner. And then you have, John Emery and Ty Davis Price. Do both of them go pro after this season? I doubt it. They're both only going to be sophomores this next year. And then you still have Kevontre Bradford. Now, there will be some transfers out of that group, but, I tend to like to get 2 running backs every class. But, is Etienne better than Le'Veon Moss? Is Etienne better than the other running back that's name slips my mind right now? So, look, I know with the Etienne thing, it sucks. Vernon comes in with the troll donation. I meant to mention Vernon a minute ago. Everyone welcome in Vernon Speaks Sports from Auburn. Vernon is a diehard Auburn fan, and he has a very good YouTube channel. He does really good Auburn content. Auburn's so fascinating. One game that I've rewatched 3 times in the past week was LSU versus Auburn in 2019. Kevin Steele versus Auburn. And we never talk about it. We never talk about how great Kevin Steele was versus that LSU offense. Now, he did, however, get lucky because the field was wet and it slowed down the LSU offense. And that was the only game where LSU had to deal with rain. Now, it didn't rain during the game, but the field was wet from the rain that whole week or whatever. However, I will give Vernon credit on this. Even though LSU did win the game versus Auburn, the Auburn defense played 88 plays. Okay, that is an obscenely high number. All right, 88 plays is so freaking much. They were the only defense, despite playing that many plays, that gave up less than 6 yards per play versus the LSU offense. LSU offense in every game had 6.5 yards per play, which is exceptional. 7 is exceptional. 6.5 is really good. But Kevin Steele, his defense had to play 88 plays. And if you actually go watch that game in 2019, we had to really earn our points. It was mostly Joe Burrow runs. It was mostly Jamar Chase catches and really tight coverage. For the Auburn defense to play that good versus the greatest college football offense of all time, that's pretty good. That's pretty freaking good. And I know Kevin Steele is not the most popular guy on this channel, but, you got to give credit where credit was due. 88 plays. Let me make sure I got that right. I was looking at it the other day. 2019 CFB stats. Not CFB stats, those Sports Reference. All right. Game log. So here. Chicken wings are going in, everybody. Right. Look at them. Oh, yeah. Plays. It's not letting me click my plays. See? Right. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong thing. All right, there we go. No. Well, we didn't need your comment. You know what? Huh? Let me make sure I got this right. Okay. 5.8, 88 plays. I was right. Paprika. That is obscene. That is absolutely obscene. Okay. Jags fan coming in with the Trevor Lawrence comment. Christian, it is still your $100 super chat. So whatever you want to talk about, we go to you. Come on, Christian. Bring that content. So, yeah, look. One more thing. Okay, can I say one more thing about that LSU Auburn game? All right. That was by far the worst LSU played all season long. That was truly the only close game that LSU was just, they just had to fight their way through. Look, the most underrated play, and I'll say it until I leave this earth, the most underrated play from the 2019 LSU season was Derek Dillon recovering a onside kick. Because if Auburn recovers that onside kick, I don't know if it's really up in the air. So 2:33 left to go. Former Former LSU wide receiver coach Larry Porter was the special team coordinator for Auburn. Okay? He drew up the most interesting onside kick play I've ever seen, and it was perfect. And the way that he drew it up, he got Patrick Queen out of the way, and that allowed a player a clear shot at Stephon Sullivan when he was recovering the onside kick. Okay, so the ball had a weird ricochet, and lucky enough, Derek Dillon out-hustled everyone and recovered it. If he didn't recover it, Auburn would have had the football in good field position with 2:33 left to go. Grant Delpit was hurt and out for the game. Also, Derek Stingley Jr. was hurt and probably going to be out for that series. So if Dillon doesn't recover that, we're in a lot of trouble. I'll put it that way.
We'll get her up in a minute, but she's asleep right now.
Is she on the couch?
Yeah, she's knocked out. You want to punch, Dave? You want to punch? I'll make you one.
I'll wait till wings.
Okay. Why don't you drink a beer with your wings? I mean, come on. Huh?
Let's do it. I'll do it. Trying to get me drunk, so I get you. I know what you're trying to do. I know what you're trying to do. Trying to get me drunk. Christian, are you still here? I think Christian just dropped the hundo and left. Christian has left the chat. Okay, there he is. We ran so many plays last year with a completely open backfield. With Myles, I do not see this being possible due to its lack of mobility. Also, we had a lot of motion pre-snap, which helped. Okay, so that's a good point, Christian. And a lot of you die-hard film nerds, and you have to be to watch some of our content. You know, that is something that's interesting. And, you know, I hate to bring this up because, you know, we were talking about the young quarterbacks earlier in the chat. Walker Howard is so freaking good at making blitzers miss and throwing the football under heavy pressure. Now, ironically, Myles Brennan is good at throwing the football while he's getting hit. Some of his biggest throws this past season were while he was getting hit. The problem is he's not good under pressure in any other situation. He can't run away from guys. He can't make guys miss. He can't do some of the miraculous throws. And guess what? A lot of people can't do it. So what Christian is asking is, should we run more plays where we have a personal protector in the backfield? So I would say yes. Part of the reason why LSU transitioned to being a more, in 2019, being an offense that sends their running backs out on routes more often is because Clyde Edwards-Helaire struggled versus Texas as a personal protector. So what Joe Brady and Steve Ensminger said was, look, Clyde's a great receiver. Joe's a really good quarterback. Let's just send Clyde out on routes more often than not, and let's just trust Joe to personal protect. And Clyde is a decent pass protector, but he had a rough game versus Texas doing it. However, on 3rd and 17, he actually picked up a blitzer. But still, that's not here nor there. The offense, any offense, is better off with a running back obviously running around. But with Myles Brennan, you know, he's dead to rights. If you blitz him and you get back there, he has no chance. He has no chance. So who here agrees with Christian? Who here agrees that the LSU passing offense should have more personal protectors in the backfield? Who here agrees with Christian? Rai agrees. Please don't burn my chicken wing, chicken wing, chicken
You
wing.
eat the rest of the sweet and sour green beans for dinner, or do you want fries? Tell me what you want. I'll make you whatever.
No, just do. I'm just doing
green beans.
No, just do wings.
Do you want green beans?
I know that. Yeah, I'll just heat those other green
That's
beans.
what I'm asking you.
Yeah. I'll just heat
Yes
those.
or no?
Yes. I'll just do the green beans.
It just took a while to get that out of you.
Why, as a Jaguars fan, are you still sore about the Myles Jack pick six?
Is somebody in there trolling?
A Jaguars fan. What David Garrard nonsense is going on in the chat right now?
Is somebody being ugly?
No, a Jaguars fan is claiming other fans for being delusional.
No.
If you're a Jaguars fan, first question is, why do you exist? Kidding.
And why are you not a Cowboys fan?
No, we're not doing that either.
Come on, babe.
Why would Jaguars fans are not allowed to troll? You are not relevant. You are not relevant. Danny says, I think an empty backfield pre-snap works better. It does, Danny, but here's the issue with it. Is when you have an empty backfield pre-snap, guess what defensive coordinators check to? An exotic blitz every single time. Every single time. And based on what I've seen, the offensive line that's coming back, here's the thing about picking up blitzes, is that it's not so much about physicality. It comes down to processing information. The LSU offensive line was not good at that last year. No, Jags fan, you grow up. It was a clear joke. But obviously, Jaguars fans have the thinnest skin. And it makes no sense. It makes no sense that Jaguars fans have the thinnest skin. Because you are irrelevant. It's not even fun to joke about Jaguars fans. It's not. It's not even worth the discussion. You've traded every great player that you've ever had. Okay? You've had like 2 or 3 good players. All right? That's it. Fred Taylor, Maurice Jones-Drew, David Garrard. And the funny thing is I actually like the Jaguars because I'm a huge DJ Chark fan. I have basically every DJ Chark rookie card to ever exist. All right? And people in the card community make fun of me for that. LSU is irrelevant. Y'all can't even win 6 games. Jags fan, you can't win 2 games. 2. All right? 2. That's all I ask you to win is 2. Why? Why?
Get out of here, Jaguars. Nobody like them no way.
I mean, goodness gracious. No, Roger, don't even do the Super Bowl thing. Don't even do the Super Bowl thing. They don't even know what that is.
They don't want Hey to come over there.
Bro, we got Trevor Lawrence. I would go 0-16 for the GOAT every year. Oh, my God. All right. Oh, man.
Ask him to leave the chat room.
We got Trevor Lawrence, the greatest prospect of all time. Glad we only won a game. Jags fan, I know you're just trolling, so I'm done messing with you. I'm not going to block you, though. Be a little less trolly. Be a little less trolly.
He's probably 14.
Oh, man. But anyway, Christian, it is still your super chat. I will not let a Jaguars fan destroy Christian's super chat.
He's probably on his mom's iPad.
That's the thing. You know what's funny? I actually do like the Jaguars receivers. Laviska Shenault is underrated. And obviously DJ Chark. What I mean, look, he was one of the best deep. He's been one of the best deep threats in the NFL with Gardner freaking Minshew. Max, dude, you've missed out on a lot. Everyone's out of Max. Max, you better watch out, man. Christian joined the $100 club. Okay, the $100 club is Christian's obviously in it. Roger, not Roger. Roger's up there, though. Roger's donated a good little bit. And Roger, I do have your card. But where do my rookie cards go that were right here? Over there? Okay.
You don't need them right now. I'm trying to cook dinner. One thing at a time.
Roger, your early Doucette card did come in. So we'll link up soon, man. Ron G and King Ulysses. Welcome, guys. Some day ones. We got some day ones in here.
Has entered the chat.
Ron G, what's good, man?
Is Uncle Cliff in there?
Cliff's not here. Well, Danny, okay. Trey dropped a 20 spot. What is going on? We might touch Tartar territory tonight. You better tell Mimi and Pawpaw. We're coming. We coming. So Christian's right here. Mm-hmm. Max, what's up, man? Okay, so Nick wants to talk Jacoby Matthews. I'm down for that. 2022 safety. Josh is like the most productive or the most positive commenter. He calls me the GOAT every time. That is not me. The GOAT is this guy right here. That's the real GOAT right there. Joey B.
Hey, Ron G.
G Bama boy. Still here. What's up, man? So one of our super chatters wants us to block the Jaguars fan. All right. Who votes for the Jags fan to be blocked? Okay. Danny has donated more than enough tonight. I know, Max. I'm pumped up, dude. I'm so pumped up for Jack Besh. That clip got me so freaking hyped. Oh, Christian. All right. He's Jags fan. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Okay. Here's what we'll do. All right. Rai with the top 3 favorite linebackers of all time. All right. So Jags fan. Oh, no. Rai said boot him too. All right, Jags fan. I got to boot you, man. I got to. I hate blocking people, but people that have put. Here's what we'll do, Jags fan. Jags fan's just leaving. I'm not going to block him. G Bama boy. We like you too, man. G Bama boy with the 5 spot. Now, look at this. Look at this. Look at this. I appreciate you, Bama boy. You know what's funny? We have a lot of Alabama fans that watch this content, right? So I really do appreciate you, Bama boy, for your super chat. SPH is not in here. Trey donated some money, so we're going to go to Trey's comment here. And then Rai, if you do not mind, I will get to your top 3 favorite linebackers of all time. Going ahead and put Devin White in there. Okay. So I got to give you 2 more. Rai. Of course, Devin White's going to be in everyone's top 3 because he is the best, right? We can galaxy brain someone else, but Devin White is the greatest LSU linebacker of the modern era, and no one's really close to him, in my opinion. So, Rai, I will finish your comment in just a moment. So, let's go to Trey. He wants to talk about the tight ends, all right? A little talk in tight ends, please. Who beyond Cole Taylor, Nick Storrs still in the mix? Thanks. Okay, so let's start with the positives of Nick Storrs. Baseball background, So a lot of you saw the viral clip this week, tweeted out from LSU Football. They built a miniature baseball stadium in Tiger Stadium, and Nick Storrs won the home run derby or whatever it was. So, Josh, I appreciate your Venmo. Thank you so much. So, Nick Storrs, Ron G, thank you for your super chat. All right, we're going to go one at a time really quickly to Trey's super chat. And Trey's name isn't lit up because he donated via Venmo. Starting off with the tight ends. Obviously, the wild card in this whole situation is Daronte Lee. Does Daronte Lee finally get his chance to play? Does he get the opportunity to even get an opportunity to hit the field at a position? I think that's going to be the bigger question. Then on top of that, what is Jack Bech going to do? Does he get some snaps as a receiving tight end? Also, I think Jake Peetz will explore LSU running more 10 personnel, which obviously means 4 wide receivers and 1 running back. And, who's going to be that 4th receiver? That's where you get into Deion Smith territory and Brian Thomas Jr. And that's going to be interesting. So Nick Storrs is in the conversation, especially if they're in short yardage goal line packages, which I hate, by the way. As many of you know, I don't like in short yardage situation bringing in another tight end because it tightens your formation and that allows defensive ends to crash a little bit easier, but that's not here nor there. Can Nick Storrs show that he's more of a receiving option? I don't know. So obviously right now, Cole Taylor is so far ahead of everybody else at tight end, mainly because of how he played in the final few games. But we'll see. Jack Bech is obviously a better receiver than him. And, if you want the best receiving option at tight end, go with Jack Bech if he wants to play tight end, if he can get big enough to play tight end. Then you have to factor in the Sheed kid, the 3-star that was the lowest rated player in this last recruiting class. LSU recruited him for a reason. I would be shocked if they don't at least explore the option. Now, he's not an early enrollee, or is he? And let me confirm that for you really quickly. And we'll get to these other super chats. Let's see. I want to confirm this. Commitments. Let's go 2021. And Sheed is not an early enrollee. Jalen Sheed, more of a year 2 guy. So, to round out the tight end position, I would go Cole Taylor number 1, Nick Storrs number 2, and then Daronte Lee number 3. And then after that, who knows? Okay? Let's go to Ron G, and then I'll give Rai my other 2 favorite linebackers of all time. Final LSU versus Bama predictions for tomorrow. Okay. This is an LSU basketball question. Let's see. Brady James, Kevin Minter, and Devin the Destroyer. That's a good 3 right there. Ron G, I'm going to pick LSU to win, even though I don't think they're going to win. Bama's deeper. This is going to be the 3rd game in less than, let me do some math here, 72 hours, which can be really brutal on the body. So, yeah, I would definitely lean Alabama to win, and I could easily see Bama rolling us tomorrow. But, and this game, I would like to win our first SEC championship since 1993. And obviously, I hate Bama. Like I said earlier, RTWFU till I die. It's still the greatest thing Ed Orgeron has ever said. Thank goodness Kerry Vincent was Instagram living for us to get the Roll Tide What F You. That is still the greatest thing that has ever come out of Ed Orgeron's mouth. Roll Tide What F You. Thank goodness for Instagram Live. RTFWU. I said RTFW. RTWFU. I should just get Power Hour LSU merch. RT. Nick Stores has chest. You're right about that, Drew. Oh, with Primo out, I like LSU's chances. Okay, let's go to the top 3 favorite linebackers of all time. All right. LSU did get smoked by BAMA the last 2 times. So that means they're not going to get smoked again. So I'm picking LSU to cover. I'm picking LSU to win tomorrow. Danny says Devin Quan and Donnie Alexander. Is that who you're saying, Donnie Alexander? I like Donnie Alexander. So, top 3 linebackers, or my favorite linebackers. I am a huge Quan Alexander fan. If you go look at my writing archive, I wrote more articles about Quan Alexander, I think, than any other LSU player. He was so versatile, and he did so many good things for LSU. So, Quan Alexander, Devin White, and my number 3 linebacker, of course, how could I forget this guy? This guy's actually the best linebacker. And you guys know what I'm going to say, right? DJ Welter. Number 31, DJ Welter. Best LSU linebacker of all time. DJ Welter. Trev Funk. Gabe Northern. Okay. I've always said this about this channel. All right. Vintage LSU football, I do not know a whole lot about. All right. I tend to go to Ron G. I tend to go to Amacat. You guys know more about those guys. Cecil Collins and Charles Alexander and all those guys. You guys know way more about that era than I do. I tend to just focus on modern. So anytime I talk LSU football and I talk era and greatest of all time, I'm just talking about since 2003, okay? Which was obviously our first national championship of the modern era. So yeah, there's other linebackers you can mention. Mingo was not a linebacker; he was an end. Drew says Antoine Sampa. I know Lamar. DJ Welter over Kendall Beckwith. It was weird though, because like Kendall Beckwith started off as a defensive end, and then they're like, guys, we got to put this guy at linebacker. So I think we tend to underrate Kendall Beckwith, who was doing something radically different. Because going from rush end to outside linebacker is not that big of a switch, right? But going from rush end to the mic is huge. So Kendall Beckwith does deserve a little more credit. So I'm going to give you Ryan Wright to answer the entire question. And by the way, Christian, your super chat still supersedes everyone. Christian, who are your top 3 LSU linebackers? My 3 favorite LSU linebackers. I'm going to go with Devin White, Quan Alexander, and Ali Highsmith. So those are my 3 favorite. Obviously, Brady James was great. Obviously, Perry Riley was great. Kelvin Shepard, that's tough. And I kind of know Kelvin not too well. I interviewed Kelvin a lot. God, it's kind of hard to leave Kelvin Shepard out of that because he was so freaking good. He was so freaking good. Deion Jones was a beast. Deion Jones. We say hi to someone tweeted me, Richard, how would you rate Braden Fajoko's career at LSU? Pretty good. Yeah, he wasn't spectacular, but he was good. Good locker room guy, obviously. Yeah, Dez, it's kind of weird, right? Because you have these LSU players that were really good in college but didn't do much in the NFL. So you have a guy like, for instance, like Chad Lavallee was just superb at LSU, didn't do anything in the NFL. But then you had the inverse with some guys that were good at LSU but not great. Then they went to the NFL and they were better. So, for instance, a good example of this, Al Woods. Al Woods was a 5-star defensive tackle, came to LSU. He never was special. Now, he was good, but he never was special. He's gone to the NFL. He's been fantastic. This was something interesting, and I was doing some research on this the other day, guys, and I think you would appreciate this. Let me see. Where can I find this? Crap. Where is this at? I got to look this up here. No mosquitoes during the summer. Let me see. Okay. So here's what I want you guys to do. All right. I want you to listen to this. All right. So I'm going to go through and name all of these defensive linemen. So since 2012, LSU has had a defensive lineman who is still currently in the NFL. All right. Now, what I'm going to ask you is how many of these guys were actually really good at LSU? So in 2012, Danielle Hunter, okay, Danielle Hunter notoriously was very meh at LSU. He wasn't bad, but he's obviously way better in the NFL than he was at LSU, right? Brick Haley was his defensive line coach, and he was awful. I got so much slack or flack for saying how bad Brick Haley was, and people would get on me like, don't say that about a current coach. Brick Haley was terrible. He was so bad. Go watch Danielle Hunter play at LSU. Some of the worst technique you'll ever see, right? So Danielle Hunter in 2012, still in the NFL. In 2013, these two guys were a part of the LSU recruiting class in 2013, and neither one of them were all that great at LSU. Tayshawn Bauer is still in the NFL. Do you guys remember Tayshawn Bauer? Okay. War number 46 at LSU. He's still in the league. He 2013. That is an eternity. He's been in the NFL since 2017. Frank Herron is still in the NFL. He just got waived, but he's still in the NFL. Okay. All three of those guys still in the league. They had bad defensive line coaching. And it wasn't until Ed Orgeron came when we started getting guys like Arden Key to live up to their potential. Now, Tayshawn was good, but he should have been better. He should have been spectacular at LSU. And maybe Tayshawn Bauer was better than what I'm giving him credit for at LSU. And I'm not bad-mouthing Tayshawn. He's obviously really freaking good. He's still in the league. It's just, when you see someone crush and stay in the NFL, maybe it was the scheme, Alan. But Danielle Hunter getting 1.5 sacks in a season. And I know that season he was fighting through a lot of injuries. Okay. TJ Reed, what's up, dude? I don't know why you guys call me the GOAT. When the GOAT, I always say it, the GOAT's always in the camera, baby. There he is right there, baby. Russell Gage. Yeah, I don't know, because the guy, here's my thing. Who was playing ahead of Russell Gage? All right. Then, once you answer that question, you understand why he wasn't playing. Okay, so Russell Gage, let's go back. Hey, Russell Gage, 2014, 2015, 2016. Yeah, it is true. He had 26 total catches. Ironically, he had 26 catches, 28 rushes. He had more, I remember that. He had more rushes than actual catches. And I think that was 2017. That was the jet sweep year. All right. Christian, our big super chatter. Russell Shepard actually just retired. There are a few LSU football players I love more than Russell Shepard. And I know it's kind of weird, but I knew Russell in college, and him staying in the NFL as long as he did not shock me. And the reason why, a good example of this, and Christian, I'll get to your offensive line comment. Here's why Russell Shepard deserves a lot of credit, because he understood value better than anyone else. Okay, so he's in the NFL. He's a 5-star quarterback, and he stayed in the NFL for a long time as a special teamer / occasional wide receiver. And right when he retired, he invested money into a waste company. So what he does now in Houston is he does waste management. He provides porta potties and stuff like that. And that, to me, is so impressive, because what happens is a lot of celebrities, when they get money, they invest money into things like entertainment and whatnot. But for Russell Shepard to reinvest and do something that is a necessity shares everything you need to know about his mindset. And that in and of itself is admirable, because there is not a single sports athlete I could remember in my lifetime that said, okay, I'm going to use the money I made in the NFL and be the absolute best porta potty distributor in Houston. But Russell Shepard, he's smart. He's one of the smartest guys I've ever met. I'm dead serious. And, he deserves a lot of credit for that. And a lot of players just don't know how to use their money. He was just smart. He was just really, really smart. Because here's the thing. When are we not going to ever need porta potties? When all this ends, live events are going to come back. Guess what's going to happen? More live events are going to be held outdoors. Well, guess what outdoor events need? Who are you going to call? So, it's just smart. I see Ron G's trying to get Ulysses back down to the South. We need you back, man. Okay. Let's go to Christian. It is his super chat. We're going to the offensive line. And let me read your full question here. Let me find it. Christian said his best linebackers were Devin White, Quan Alexander, and Kelvin Shepard. That's pretty good. Obviously, when you say your favorite linebacker, Devin White doesn't have to be included in that. But if you're saying the best linebacker, a lot of you ask you questions about who's the best. I think Devin White is so far ahead of the other linebackers. I really do. I think he's in a way underrated, if that's possible. I actually no, I don't think that's possible. Okay, so Christian says, how much improvement do you think we will see from the online play last year? It has to be better than this year. So this kind of goes along, Christian, with your comment from earlier about running backs that need to stay in and personal protect. Now, I think offensive line protection oftentimes comes down to your quarterback. One thing we tend to forget is, so much of sacks come down to your quarterback. And unfortunately for Myles Brennan, he is a very sackable quarterback. I compare Myles Brennan a lot to Matt Ryan. Neither one of them are fast. Neither one of them are elusive. Neither one of them are so small that it's hard to tackle or so big they're hard to bring down. The perfect, I played defensive line in high school. I hated going up against smaller quarterbacks because they were just tougher to tackle. I liked going up against the 6'1", 6'2", sackable quarterback. Myles Brennan is very sackable. Joe Burrow was not sackable. He had a bigger frame. He was very mobile. He had amazing guile in the pocket. Big Ben's another guy like that. So, the first thing when it comes down to sacks, a lot of that comes down to your quarterback. How quickly can they go through progressions? How quick can your wide receivers get open? But, yes, the offensive line has to get better. I think one encouraging thing is, Jake Peetz said in an interview that he recently met with each of the offensive linemen individually to get a grasp of, where they are right now. And I think that's important. Obviously, the first thing you have to ask yourself is who are the 5 best guys on the LSU offensive line? Now, I hate to say it, and someone said that I have beef with Jason Hines. That is the furthest thing from the truth. The only players that I have beef with are guys that don't do the right things off the field. Oftentimes, I don't know who's doing the right things or wrong things off the field. But guys that don't put in the work are the ones that I have beef with. I don't have beef with Jason Hines. I don't. But him playing last year really cost us. And I'm still shocked when I go back and rewatch games from the 2020 season. I'm still shocked that we allowed him to keep playing. It got to the point where I was watching, I was like, we can't win. We simply cannot win. And, I started feeling that way about Cordell Flott. And I was like, God, look, Marcus Dumervil is a 4-star for a reason. I understood that it was referenced by reporters that the coaching staff didn't feel comfortable with any other offensive lineman, but you could play so bad where if you continue to play, you're guaranteeing us to lose. And look, let's start Ross Dellinger on the offensive line. I don't think Ross would be a good defensive offensive line. I know you mean Garrett Dellinger. I'll let Ross know. That's funny. Max, Christian, I'll finish my thought on this. Here's Mac's comment. I think Haley will like this. My girl's here, and I forgot to get her our food. Max, give us the lowdown. How did you forget to feed your girl? Max, don't leave. But my dream offensive line to start next season would be Deculus at right guard and Dumervil at right tackle or Cam Wire, and then keep the left side and the center the same. And look, I hope Jason Hines proves me wrong. I hope he makes me eat my words. I hope he goes out there and is the next Alan Faneca, the next Will Blackwell. I hope so. The next Ron Black, whoever you want to mention. I hope. Myles is good, but slow on progression. Maybe just a little. Oh, yeah, Whitworth. Beast. Alan says run blocking was horrible also. Yeah, I agree with that. To a degree. Trey says, Carter, your content is so good, I forget to get food. Trey, we can't let you go hungry, man. Somebody feed Trey. Oh, that's not how you break down a box?
I'm just trying to make room in the fridge.
I know, but I'll break down the box.
I got it.
No, let me break it down. I
got it.
I want to break it down. The super chats are still coming in, baby.
Okay. Well, I'll have your plate ready, and then I'll be going to bed.
Don't go to bed. They want to see you again. My hair is looking so pretty tonight.
Don't butter me up.
You look so pretty tonight.
Had a rough week.
Guys, she's had a rough week.
Shall I go on?
Yeah, y'all want to know? Y'all want to hear why Hay had a rough week? Oh, she just took her shoes off. Oh.
I put my Ugg slippies on.
She puts her. Let me show them your Ugg slippies.
Wow, they're like brand new. I've worn them twice.
Look at these. This is what she puts on her feet.
A lot of women wear these.
I
do too.
I know there's some men in here that are some Tom Brady Ugg fans.
Why are you worried about me?
I'm just checking on you. They haven't seen Bug yet.
She's asleep.
Go get it. Go. Did you see all this super chat?
Okay.
Go get Bug. Y'all ready to see Bug?
Only if Miss Debbie's in there. Otherwise, no Bug.
I haven't seen Debbie in a while.
Oh,
Yeah, we need to check in.
I'm not waking her up. She's knocked out.
Y'all want to see Bug? Y'all want to see Bug?
Knocked out, Carter.
Maybe just get it. Just let her go back to sleep. Come on, that's part.
Okay.
Y'all want to see Bug? Oh, baby, I'm telling you, if I don't show Bug, I get hate mail. I do.
I'm trying to watch your wings so they don't burn.
Don't burn the wings. Are they ready? Ooh, they look ready.
They're almost there.
Well, they're almost there. We're 2 minutes on wings. Did you do 4 garlic parmy?
I did 3. I miscounted.
Oh, you miscounted on the garlic parm. No, I'm kidding. I like lemon pepper better anyway. Huh? Trey said it's not that important, but Bug's already woke up. She's not in it tonight.
Oh, my.
Oh, come here, my baby. Let us see the wings. We'll show them to you in a second. And let's add a Bug. I think Bug's feelings got hurt because someone said Team Tartar earlier. Come here.
She doesn't want you.
She. Come on. Let's see my baby girl. Yeah. Everyone say hi. My baby girl.
You smell her?
There's Kane right there. Kane, Eric, and Debbie are the co-chairs of the Bug fan club. There she is. She's getting some chicken wing tonight.
No, she's not.
Okay, baby girl. So, dang, we got to get more bug medicine soon. That is not
That's
fun.
Daddy makes that paper.
Bug hadn't seen Tar in a while. Tar's her best friend.
Best friend.
They're best friends. They just hang out. JJ's got to see the wing. Whenever they're done. They're almost done. All right, everyone say night to Booger so we can let her go back to sleep.
Eric, I left the bird out there, babe. I hadn't gotten it yet. But I have the trash bag.
Everyone say bye to Bug.
Oh.
Trey says he just zones out on Power Hour. I like that, man. I like that. This is all you need, Trey. This is all you need.
Look at how tired she is.
What's up, John B? John didn't comment until he saw Bug. I'm telling you, Bug's got some fans. All right. Christian, it is still your super chat, and you still wanted to talk offensive lineman. So, look, bottom line for me, Marcus Dumerville, I hope he plays some next year. I do think he's really good. And with the St. Thomas Aquinas, they produced the Bosa brothers. We'll see what happens. I know when I said Dumerville in the video, I think one of Dumerville's family members, y'all remember this? He torched me in the comments for not saying Dumerville. Because, it's normally Dumerville, but Dumerville does sound better. So I hope he plays a lot next season. We'll see. But here's the thing is my buddy Richard sent me this. Look, LSU's least recruited position is the offensive line. They have a low blue chip ratio. And blue chip ratio is a metric that was created by Bud Elliott of SB Nation. And what it basically is what percentage of your offensive linemen are 4- and 5-star recruits? Or what percentage of your team is 4- and 5-star recruits? So let me ask you this, and I'm going to need some responses here in the comment. Christian is now a shareholder in the Power Hour. I like that. I'm going to start selling some NFTs, non-fungible tokens for you top shotters. I'm team top shot too. Look, the amount to see Bug. Bug's the star of the show. You guys know this. So, okay, Rai with another super chat. You see, I like how Rai super chat comes up. It's $5 Canadian. I love that. I think that is so freaking cool. I've never been to Canada. By the way, Rai set off a firestorm the other day when we got into fisticuffs over the poutine, however you say it. I said, dude, I'm sorry, Rai. When I saw the photo of poutine, which is fries, gravy, and mush, I was like, what is this? Is this Canada's? Is this what they have to offer? What position do you think is more up in the air next year, QB or O-line? By that, I mean, these two positions are open. I have no clue who will start. I would say offensive line. I would. I think it's, I don't know. I would. I just think Myles Brennan's going to be the starter next year. I really do. I really do. But O-line, look, if I'm Cam Wire, what I would do is go to Jake Peetz and say, look at the LSU Florida game. Look at what happened. Jason Hines got hurt. I stepped in just fine at right guard. I would not mind Deculus at right tackle, Cam Wire at right guard. But like I said, Jason Hines will get his opportunity to keep his starting job. But the thing that concerned me about Jason Hines was, like, of course, he would miss unblocked blitzers, which is the most important thing to not do, is let blitzers go unblocked. But there's other times where he would just get physically beaten. And that's the concern. That's a huge concern if both of those things are lacking. And maybe Jason Hines could still play some defensive tackle. That position wasn't necessarily a strong suit for us. So we'll see. Obviously, Mason is going to help with that. So we'll see what happens. So, Rai, to answer your question, I will go offensive line. Roger, do you think that if nothing else, the one offensive lineman that made us the most mad last year improves, and Myles improves his footwork, does that result in vast improvement, and how achievable is that? Okay, good question, Roger. The funny thing about offensive line play is that individually, it really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. It comes down to the unit. And, on top of the mistakes that we would just see week in and week out, the unit wasn't really cohesive. And what I mean by that is I like an offensive line that is talking to each other, not only, before the play, but after the play. We didn't see that. For instance, in the film study that we did last week, one thing I cut out was after Myles Brennan got sacked on that play versus Mississippi State, the offensive line didn't look at each other. They didn't say, hey, whose guy was that? Hey, how did he get back there? Who was that? I like to see that. Something I always appreciated about the Dave Aranda defense was when they got beat, the secondary, as rare as it was that they got beat, they would point at each other and say, look, whose job was that? Whose guy was that? Whose responsibility was a deep third? So, that comes down to how much do you enjoy playing with each other. And I think that's absolutely huge for this offensive line. Do they actually enjoy going out on the field and talking to each other and being teammates? And that's what's key. We were talking earlier, we're making fun of the Jaguars guy, but, and Byron Leftwich just won a Super Bowl as an offensive coordinator. The one thing I always liked about Byron Leftwich is, and I know this is just way out of left field, but Byron Leftwich was so freaking good as a leader. He was so good at making sure his offensive line enjoyed playing next to each other. When Byron Leftwich at Marshall was not invited to the Heisman finalists, instead of, sulking about it, he and his offensive line went out to dinner. He didn't have to do that. And, it showed me a lot. It showed me that guy has it. He has that, that was in college. That was before social media. That was before you would get credit for those things. And, it's no mystery that he just won a Super Bowl. And obviously, a lot of that had to do with Tom Brady, but, those things are important. How much do you actually enjoy hitting the field? So that's going to be very fascinating to see. Disaronno and Dr. Pepper? What is Disaronno? What is that? So, Roger, it is achievable. And, maybe Jay Peetz and DJ Mangus are the difference makers. Maybe they are the guys that Kane, that was so funny that reporter said that. It shows you the struggle is still real. Oh man, that was still so funny. And the funniest thing about that moment, Kane, was Byron Leftwich was not shocked that happened. It's just one of those things. He knew that, and they don't look alike at all. Byron Leftwich was not shocked. He was like, "Oh God, this again." It's so funny. Ron's a crown and coat guy. By the way, I'm going to bring this up because this did piss Kane off. And Kane's a friend of mine, so I can happily get Kane angry. But a former LSU player, when I was in school, I lived in West Campus apartment. So I lived with a bunch of the players. I didn't live in the same apartment. But a famous LSU player walked up to me, and I was just hanging out with, time to wrap up. Not going there now. But a famous LSU player came up to me and said this famous quote: "The white liquor is light, but the brown don't go down." And I've stuck with it. Brown liquor hits you quicker. It's the bottom line. And he always said that, even though, there's no such thing as white liquor. It's clear. but he said the white is light and the brown don't go down. Essentially meaning when we hung out, we only drank clear liquor. So it was always one drink that we always drank at West Campus Apartments was a vodka Sprite. That was always the most popular thing. Now Sprite wasn't the thing that was often mixed with a drink that a lot of people like to drink during that era. I don't want to make this like liquor channel or whatever. This is not Watch What Happens Live. I'm not Andy Cohen. But look, I remember that quote. And to this day, I disagree with them because I am much better after drinking brown liquor than I am clear liquor. Right? But anyway, JJ wants to Kane, one day I will let you and you alone know. Because, Kane, I remember how mad you were at me that I never revealed who that player was. And so many of you, I'm dead serious. Not a single soul has guessed the right player. Not a single soul.
FYI, I have to get a good night's sleep because tomorrow's a big day.
Oh, yeah, tomorrow. Tomorrow's the Grammys. And Harry Styles is performing.
No, he's not performing.
He's leading the Grammys.
No,
Are the wings ready?
Yeah, it's called opening the Grammys.
Opening the Grammys. The wings are out. They're not getting burnt, right?
Oh, I'm burning the son of a
She's burning them.
Because I'm going to burn them until you say bye.
Baby, we almost hit 400.
Okay, well, you can keep chatting. This heifer is going to bed.
Y'all want Hey to go to bed?
Love you guys, but I got up at 6 o'clock this morning. I worked 6 days this week. I didn't sleep till 12:45.
Tony fell asleep. There's Tony right there. Tony fell asleep watching our content. What does that say about you, Tony? It doesn't say anything about me because I'm not boring. See, JJ's.
I do love him. I love you, Ron G. Love him.
That Ron G. Go eat wings at the. Well, here's the thing. All right, here's what we'll do. All right. Right now.
I don't eat the wings though. I cook all this for him. I don't eat it.
She don't eat it.
I only eat fish.
Okay, look. Here's what we'll do. All right.
Hey, no.
I think this is fair because look, tomorrow is a big day.
Something ugly about me? Is that why?
No.
What the hell did you say, Carter?
I didn't say anything. So should we show them? Because the wings are one thing, but she made a very interesting concoction. Show them what you made.
Mine?
Yeah. Y'all got to see this. Okay. Eli Manning hit me up because I want a Frank's Red Hot sponsorship deal. All right. Everyone take a look at what Hey made.
It's buffalo shrimp.
Buffalo shrimp. Oh, my God. Look at that concoction. It's like Frank's Red Hot.
And some other seasoning.
And some other seasoning.
That's enough.
Okay, that's enough. Did y'all see that? Was that not incredible?
I can't even read that. You know my vision's.
Dude, hey.
What did they say?
She said they liked it. They liked it. Now can we show them the wings?
Mm-mm.
She don't want to show you her wings. So here's what we'll do. Okay.
Why does he always say
Heartburn City?
Nah.
Alan, look.
God, I look like an old man.
Life is too short to be worried about heartburn. Okay? Even a Bama boy. And here comes Bama fans. They're gonna come in. Have you ever tried our white barbecue sauce?
Yeah.
That's going on some jasmine rice. Ooh, that does sound good.
I don't eat bread.
Malaysian lo mein? That sounds good.
Oh, but that's got noodles in it.
I got noodles.
Do you want to show them the wings?
Yeah, we'll show you guys the wings.
I'm tired of hearing you talking.
She's tired of me, but they're not tired. Shorty fire burning on a damn.
Trying to get a new house, so I don't have to hear it all the time. Bubba, look, Bubba.
Ooh. That chicken wing aroma. It's my favorite thing.
Best chicken wings.
And honestly, it's kind of hard for me to go eat chicken wings anywhere else because Hey has mastered the chicken wing recipe.
How many garlic parm you want, Daddy?
Just 2. You can just put 2 on a plate and show them what we're working with. All right. So these are the wings for you, JJ.
Dry rub.
With the dry rub. So here's the thing. I don't like fried chicken wings. I don't. I only like them grilled. Now that doesn't mean I don't like fried wings. But really, I only like the full version of the wing. I like to have the full thing.
Was that enough?
That's plenty.
Thank you. You want 6, buddy?
So, Rai, look, I know that's not poutine or whatever. Poutine.
Oh, Harry Styles loves poutine.
Oh, Harry Styles loves poutine.
And maple syrup. Is he from Canada?
He is. Rai has sent us a lot of Canadian donations.
And maple syrup.
Yeah, Rai, you enjoy your health insurance and Steve Nash posters and
enjoy
your Mike Myers collection. Oh, behave.
Enjoy your universal health care.
You're
very jealous.
Wait,
I love soft shell crab.
Tony says, I married a Vols fan. She now claims LSU. Oh, my God. I felt bad for Tennessee fans. That loss today was so brutal. And if you were
Eric, he's in all caps. He wants to be seen, my brother does.
I'm a Saints fan. She's a Bucks fan. You married a rival. Oh, my God.
Who's my...
Oh, gosh. She's a Cowboys fan. I don't vibe with Cowboy fans, except my baby guy. Oh, my God. Billy's Boudin and Opelousas.
Pawpaw gets that, remember?
Yes.
My dad gets that.
That gas station Boudin, yeah.
Cowboys say? No, Eric, typo, boo-boo.
Billy's Boudin is the best. Billy's is so incredible. I actually had their Boudin for the first time, and Hay and I were driving back from Baton Rouge, and oh my God, are you freaking kidding me? Blue Store chicken. I've actually never had Blue Store chicken. Y'all ever dipped Boudin in ranch? Roger, really? Really? That's the thing,
Nick.
Huh?
But who just signed that big deal? Oh, what's his name?
Dak.
What's his name?
Oh, my God. Don't get me started on Dak.
Don't get me started on Dak.
I know you're a big Dak fan.
Oh, can I pull up my Troy Aikman picture for him, please?
Yeah, okay, yes, go on ahead. She wants to show you guys her photo with Troy Aikman. All right, so here's what we'll do. We're about to wrap this thing up because
not until they see this. Shut your mouth.
She wants to show you her Troy Aikman.
Shut your
photo,
mouth. This is
which for some reason I don't understand.
How do you do it? How do you do it?
Let me see.
Get it right, bub.
All right, let's see. You can't because of the
No.
Y'all see Troy right there. Troy with my hey.
The nicest guy in the world, and I died. From a true Cowboys fan, I died.
Who, Dak?
Shut up, Eric.
That's Eric Ferris. Okay, so here's what we'll do. I'm about to go eat some chicken wings. All right.
Look at Pawpaw. Why is he so excited?
Well, Arkansas had a good weekend. So here's what we're going to do. All right. If we get in the next 5 minutes $50 in Super Chat, Tartar will be in the next live stream. We've done well tonight. All right. If we get by 2:15, if we get $50 in Super Chat, we're going to get Tartar.
We is not going to get no damn Tartar tonight.
Not tonight, but Tartar will be in the next live stream. Well, we got to get that clear to her parents. If we get $50 or if we get 100, we should aim for 100. We should aim for 100.
They do not care ever. I got you 6 wings on the plate. Is that enough?
Perfect. Because we're going to wrap this thing up in 5 minutes. And while we do that, if you guys have any more pressing questions, right now is the time to do it. Because I'm about to go eat some chicken wings, eat some shrimp. Hopefully we play Twister later or whatever.
The hell I'm going to Y'all think he's playing?
Okay, Tony right there. All right. CZ Beasley always comments biscuit. Hit the like button. No, Kane. This is a children's broadcast.
What did he say? I can't read it.
No, don't read Kane's comment.
Where is Kane?
Don't read Kane's comment.
Up, I'm gonna kick you in the face.
God bless. Don't read Kane's comment. Jacoby Matthews.
Where is Kane?
I'm not going to show you Kane's comment because it's not.
Eat? Do you want to eat?
It's right here.
Okay.
That wouldn't be the only thing you eat it.
Oh shit.
Earmuffs. So Nick, I did not answer your Jacoby Matthews comment earlier. Look, you know.
I burned my finger. Carter.
What? She burned her finger. I do want to eat Ron. I just, you know. So here's what we'll do.
You gonna sleep in the
All right.
You gonna sleep.
Trey with the 10 spot. Tigers, I'm out. Here's for Tartar.
Not Tartar.
Not Tartar.
Is Trey the one that has the little lip burning?
Yeah. So, look. Jacoby Matthews is a very good safety. 5-star safety. Obviously, huge position of need moving forward. Is he a safety? Is he a linebacker? I'll tell you this. He's huge. Out of Ponchatoula, which has obviously been, a high school that's produced a lot of good players. Donovan Campbell, while he didn't work out for LSU, was a good player. TJ Finley. So, obviously, this is an area that LSU's done pretty well in recruiting. So, obviously, that's going to be a key thing. I know Jacoby Matthews. I know Jacoby Matthews is very much interested in Florida. So, look, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about Jacoby Matthews making his visits, but I do ultimately think he will choose LSU because 5 stars in the state of Louisiana always choose LSU. I know occasionally a Cam Robinson goes elsewhere. I know occasionally a Landon Collins goes elsewhere.
I gotta show Pawpaw this comment. He's gonna die.
What?
About
Tartar? No.
Can you do it, please?
I got to do everything around here. Bama with another donation.
No, make sure Pawpaw can't read that, baby.
You could crop it right there. Boom. Roll Tide forever. Bama boy, I'll let you slide with that when you super chat. So, Nick. Oh, wow. Nick, you view him the same way I view JoJo Earl. Well, then let's make him a priority. Look, I just don't know enough about Jacoby Matthews at this point to really comment. We don't have a senior film, obviously, but, it's pretty clear how fast he's moved up the rankings for 2022. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be very interesting. Let's see. G Bama boy, look, you guys have dominated us in Tiger Stadium, so I got to give you credit. Trey, thanks for your donations. I appreciate you. Good night, man. Go get something to eat, Trey. For real, go eat. I don't want you to forget about eating food. Try Dwight McGlothern at free safety. It'd be interesting. I wouldn't mind that. I don't mind thinking outside the box because LSU's got a lot of questions to be answered at free safety. So, look, we'll see. What if the two? Well, look. First thing, let's be clear. Micah Baskerville did not transfer. Okay, he's just got to get some things together. I'm guessing off the field academically. Mo Hampton's. This is the hardest thing about being a college athlete now, and I think Ulysses brought this up in a comment. It's so hard to just go to the next level and just be someone that says, I'm turning down $1.8 million to go play college football. Number one, that's just not a smart thing to do. Look, the Kyler Murray thing is like a dime a dozen where, going to play in the NFL is far better than playing baseball. I'm sorry, if you offer me $1.8 million, I'm going to take that money. It's one of those things where Mo Hampton said, look, I'm a really good free safety. Let me go try my hand in college football and then see what happens. And if you play your cards right, you get a Buda Baker contract. If you get an Ed Reed contract, I guess.
That's for Tartar?
Tartar? Ain't nobody. No one cares about Tartar. No one cares about that. Everyone cares about Bug. This is a Bug channel. I'm kidding. They love Tartar too.
See my phone case?
No one cares about your phone case. No one cares about Harry Styles. No one cares about Harry Styles. Get out of here. Kane, no, it's not going to happen. I know, Nick. They should be very lucky. All right. Well, it looks as if we hit the 2:15 mark. Strike a hey, Harry Styles, trendsetter. Roger says, I want to be Ron G when I grow up. Now, there's only one Ron G. There's only one Ron G. Enjoy dinner. Well, all right, guys. On that note, we will go.
I said in my next life, not this life.
What Haley doesn't understand is I'm going to eat half of her buffalo shrimp.
Bullshit.
Yeah, don't demonetize
Bull
me.
Stuff.
She said bull, and then she said bull
Sorry.
stuff. Yeah. Explicit language. Look at what I have to deal with. She curses all the time. Curses like a sailor.
No, I do not.
Oh, man. All right. Well, we will see you next live stream is Tuesday night. And if I put together all our donations tonight, if we hit $400, we will have Tartar on the next live stream Tuesday night. Okay, Tuesday night, 7 Central. We'll see you there. Hopefully by then, LSU has a really good seed in the NCAA tournament. So, yeah. LSU beats BAMA tomorrow. Final score will be 68-66. All right?
Is that what you think?
It is Power Hour LSU. Boom! Chicken wing, hot dog and bologna. Look at the Jabberwockies.
Oh, I love the